The Toronto International Film Festival sure has come a long way since Oscar winner Ingrid Bergman made an appearance back in '77. This year, the festival is celebrating its 40th anniversary, and our next guest has become somewhat of a fixture at TIFF. He's also our film critic. Richard Crouse joins us from the heart of the action in Toronto's David Pico Square. And boy, this has come a long way from the Festival of Festivals back in the day, Richard.
It sure has. I mean, it was essentially a neighborhood festival with films from all over the world. The best of all the other festivals of the world would be collected here at the Festival of Festivals. And then eventually it kind of morphed into something else. And it morphed into the Toronto International Film Festival with 400 films playing. It's gotten big, too big sometimes, I think, when you're in the middle of it trying to cover it. But it's a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to the next few days.
Okay, so you have covered many of those years, and because you're part of our AM fan, we know a little bit about you, and I know you're a bit of a Scarlett Johansson fan, so it didn't surprise me that seeing Lost in Translation is among one of your faves.
Yeah, it's interesting that every year you end up seeing a movie that sort of comes out of nowhere, maybe you haven't heard too much about, but there'll be a performance in it, or they'll be made by a director that just blows you away, and you think, okay, this is a talent that, you know, I'm going to keep an eye on. And I remember the year that Lost in Translation played at the festival, and I had heard a couple of little things about it before going in, but it was the first movie I saw that year, and when I saw Scarlett Johansson's performance in that movie, I thought, she's going to be a superstar. You could just tell the star power was just oozing off her, and it was one of those kind of exciting moments where you're literally seeing a star being born right in front of your eyes.
Speaking of stars, the Madonna controversy.
I hosted a press conference with Madonna, and it went, I thought, very well. We answered lots of questions. We had some fun. She's a big personality. Then the next day in the newspaper, I started hearing stories about how she had made all the volunteers in the TIFF Bell Lightbox building turn and look away, avert their eyes so that she wouldn't have to look at them. And I was with her for that whole time and didn't see any of that. And so it was one of those controversies that kind of taught me that during the festival, things aren't always what they appear. You can't believe everything that you read in the newspaper.
So this weekend is going to be a busy one. Bev and I were already kind of speculating on how many films you've seen to date. You're obviously going to see more, but a lot of screenings over the next couple of days. What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to seeing The Martian. That's the Matt Damon sci-fi film. He plays a man who was left behind on Mars, left for dead, and then it turns out that he's not dead, and he finds a way to survive on Mars until he's able to be rescued. Directed by Ridley Scott. This is one that a lot of people are talking about. Looking forward to seeing The Lobster. And The Lobster has to be probably the strangest synopsis of any movie that's playing this year, and maybe that's played in any year at the Toronto International Film Festival. The story is, people are given 1 year to find a mate. And if they don't find a mate, if they don't find a partner, then they're turned into animals and set off into the wild. And it stars John C. Reilly and Colin Farrell. I'm just really curious. It's gotten great reviews at other festivals it's played at, and I'm just really curious to see what this one's all about. And then Demolition is... and Demolition, the Jake Gyllenhaal film, it opened the festival last night, and it's got a lot of people talking about Jake's performance.
It sure did. I'm going to let you go, but I have to tell you, take a sock selfie because it's Friday Sock Day. So take a selfie, send it to me so I can tweet it.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll see you soon.
I will.